Yeah, I think this will be super essential for us to utilize as far as getting ourselves out there. There's a lot of different things that Will and I are in the process of doing as far as marketing goes. As soon as I came into here, I knew that getting a podcast started would be helpful, but that's going to take some time. I really want to help Will build his personal brand, and this is what I want to start doing as well to help all of you guys do it. I think this is the number one way to make more money, to have more of an impact, and just exactly like Will said, to have a better clientele base of people that are your ideal customers. So we'll kind of touch on all that different stuff, but as far as it goes for getting it rolling, let's just jump right into it. What is the goal of this whole presentation, right? We got to know the goal of today is not to teach all of you how to make content. The very, very end of this will be 10 simple steps to be able to create a reel, because I think it wouldn't make much sense for me to teach you all kinds of different things or roll you through some principles or some mindsets and then have nothing that shows you how to actually make a video. I think that's something that a lot of you guys are like, well, I'm not a video editor, or I don't just love making videos, and so I need to know how to do that. That is the smallest part of this whole presentation, and you'll see why. Really, the goal of this whole deal, of me even putting this together and talking all of you guys through this, it's to help you shatter your limiting beliefs, to grow in ways that you never thought possible, and to help more people than you've ever helped, which equals ending up making more money than you've ever made before. The people that love their customers the best are the people who make the most money. Those are the people that seek to serve their customers at every level, at a free level, at a $27 level, at a $500 level, or at a $10,000, $30,000, $50,000, $100,000 plus dollar level. And that's something, again, that I'm helping us build out, is how can we take people up a value ladder? How can we provide free value and then provide value at the highest level, even outside of just offering people insurance? That's our core offer. But for this, I think a lot of you guys, unless I'm wrong, I don't think anyone's jumping to make content and get in front of the camera. I know it's something that's difficult and that it's hard to do. And so this is why I want to address these limiting beliefs. If anything, my goal today is just to get you a little bit closer to actually believing that you can do this. That's the whole goal. It's not, hey, do this and edit like this and this is how. No, I want you guys to actually understand that this is one of the best things I could ever do for my business, and it does work, and it helps me get closer to the people that I want to serve. I love what Myron Golden says. He says, marketing is not finding more people to sell your stuff to. It's making yourself more findable for the millions of people that would love to buy something from you. I think that's so true. And so that's some of the stuff we're going to cover. But a big chunk of this is going to be helping you guys understand that you can do this. I have not done my job if I don't move you a little bit closer to understanding that this is possible for you, and that I'm going to be actively helping you guys do this and develop the mindset to be able to do it consistently. And so along with that, we have to know the why before the how. The how of how to create content, that's super vital. We'll go over that. But the why of why this even makes sense for you to do and why you're going to keep doing it, even if I wasn't around, that needs to be a lot more important than how you do everything, right? So I can teach you everything about how to utilize social media to increase your number of clients. I can teach you a way to make more money while simultaneously helping way more people than you've ever helped. But if you don't know your why, then you're not going to be able to follow through with it. And so a big chunk of this as well is going to be sustainable. How do we make this something that you can do a couple times a week, or potentially even every day, and it doesn't feel like another extra to-do list? It doesn't feel like something that you're adding on your plate that you hate doing. But I got a question of like, what if I told you that posting content every day could double your income in probably a year or two? What if I told you that it would streamline your reputation as one of the best and most caring insurance agents that someone could work with? Would you do it? If I told you, hey, this has been proven in many other ways to double your income, if not more, and help you become someone of notoriety that people want to listen to, I think most of us would do it. But this is why, if we don't know our why behind creating content and what it can do for you, you're not going to stick with it long enough to see the results. And I have a couple things on here to show us what this looks like, a video and a couple examples. But this is something I've spent the last year plus studying. Honestly, at this point, I've probably put hundreds of hours into learning this stuff from podcasts, from courses, from different things. I've invested a couple $1,000s since I've been here at Oracle of my own money that I've been paid from the company and put right back into me learning how to do this stuff and hopefully be able to teach it to other people. What I'm sharing with you today is just scratching the surface of some of the stuff that I know and that I'm trying to implement with us and for myself. Do I say that for you guys to think I'm the coolest thing since sliced bread? No, I say it so you understand that this stuff works and that I've spent quite a bit of time figuring out how to do it. As some of you guys have noticed, I've started creating some content myself because I figure, how am I gonna teach other people how to create content and the benefits of it if I haven't done it myself? And I haven't at least gotten into the process of seeing what it looks like for me to do this as well. And so a month ago, I set out to create content for myself to see if it would work so I could implement exactly what I'm teaching you today. And after only 30 days, here are some of the insights on my Instagram alone. Instagram's probably the biggest platform I've been focusing on. That's another thing for you guys. You don't have to be on YouTube. You don't have to be on LinkedIn. You don't have to be on Instagram and Facebook and everything. Choose one platform. If you think Facebook works best for you and the people that you want to serve and the people that you want to have as customers, then jump on Facebook and post a couple times a week. And again, we're going to go over like what are some things you can post and just a bunch of different things that will hopefully help you out. But just to give you an idea, this is 30 days. For 30 days straight, basically, I've been posting consistently, and I'll read some of these numbers off. I'm not sure if you can see them all, but accounts reached in the last 30 days, basically, I've reached 7.2 thousand people. I've had 615 people during that time comment, share, or actually really engage with the posts that I've been putting up. And pieces of content I've shared between actual posts and stories. Stories are a little quicker. You can just quickly film something that you're doing. It disappears the next day. They have it on Facebook and Instagram, and it came from Snapchat and all this stuff. So including story posts, which don't stay around. It's just kind of connecting with people on a quick level. It doesn't stay around for people to be able to see later on. But including stories and actual posts, I've posted 95 times in the last 30 days. So an average of 3 times a day between a couple stories here and there and then actual posts. So out of the people that I've reached, 1,800 of them were followers. 5,400 of them were not people that follow me. So that's what's amazing about Reels on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff, that people don't have to follow you, right? You can get reach of people that don't even follow you, and they can start to understand who you are, want to follow you. And then again, as we talk about these 5 pillars of content, they will eventually hear and understand. Someone should be able to go to your page and pretty quickly find out that you're an insurance agent and that you help people with that. But at the same time, I'm also not saying that every post that you put up needs to be, hey, I'm an insurance agent, call me, go to our website, get a quote, blah, 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 blah. That's not the goal of this. I know some people have made comments about, I feel weird promoting myself and some different things. We'll address some of that here in a moment, but outside of that, my goal is not to get you guys to get on your Instagram or Facebook and just slam everybody with the fact that you do insurance, right? It's just a part of who you are as a person. You are not only what you do, right? There's so much more to you. And so yeah, a lot of these profile visits were coming from Omaha, which is amazing. Obviously, we want to be, getting people in our local area. And so that's super huge. The reach for people right in the area is really helpful. And then this is huge as well. Profile activity, I've had 1,400 different people go and look at my profile and decide if they're going to follow me or not. And then even 27 people go and click the links that I have in my bio. That's 27 people. When your link is a funnel for people to get a quote for insurance, that's 27 potential leads. And I didn't post once about anything that my links were, right? I didn't say, hey, go click the link in my bio, go do this. People just happened to stumble across my page and happened to go click on the link. So that was with me not even directing people there. For you guys, we'd be focusing eventually more on really pushing people to the link so you can actually get some quotes going for you. And so those are some pretty decent numbers as far as just 30 days. And I put this on here this is only after 30 days, but the research shows that you shouldn't even evaluate your content to see if it's working for any period under 6 months to a year. So that's some pretty decent numbers for just a month. It really doesn't even matter because consistency is just the foundation. It's just the vehicle for you being able to get your message out to the world, get your offers out to people, book some calls, get some quotes, and actually get some business flowing in. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you're gonna post 3 times on Facebook and generate 1 million leads tomorrow. It's not gonna happen. But if you actually stick with this, you understand why you are doing it, you will be able to generate more business and multiply your time more than you've ever been. That's the greatest thing about social media and video is you get to multiply your time. There is nothing else you can do like this. You have to book a lunch with someone. You gotta get on the phone and use your time. When you use your time to create a video, you are multiplying yourself in the impact that you can have because people can watch it over and over and over again for weeks or for months or for years, right? You're just doing all of this to build trust with the people that you want to eventually buy from you. But this is not just me. So I think I have a video on here really quick. It's like 2 minutes long, so let's watch this. If you guys aren't familiar with this guy, his name's Alex Hormozi. He's super, super popular nowadays. He started a business called Gym Launch where he went and helped other gym owners launch their gyms and bring a bunch more leads in. And then he just blew up on social media the last couple years because he has been hammering stuff. But he has a really good point that he makes in this, and I wanted to just play this video because he says it a lot better than I can as far as consistency and a couple other things. So I think it should play out of the TV here.
It doesn't take 90 days. It takes years. If you think in days, the time's gonna pass no matter what. But if you can think in decades, when you make your goals, when that decade does pass, it'll show that you were thinking that way, right? Not the outcome of the goal, make the action the goal. If the action is, did I make the post, did I make the reach outs every day, then you're a success. You check both boxes. I wanna tell you a quick story. So there was a guy who started at the first gym with me, same day. All right, and we've been friends since then. And I started my gym, and then he started his gym, and then he started a chain of gyms, so we went in parallel, all right? And he ended up selling those gyms, and he wanted to go online. He was like, dude, I need to build like a brand. And I was like, dude, you just need to start posting, short form stuff, making stuff that's valuable. He posted every day for 6 months, and then one video took off, and then the next video took off, and the next video took off, and then all of a sudden now, he's making $100,000 a month from the content that he was making. He'd already been doing business for 9 years. And then all of a sudden it took off, and he messaged me. He was like, I'm super grateful that you told me to do that. And so he did the post and he did the reach outs. And what ended up happening is that earlier on, he would have videos that would start taking off. He would start doing reach outs, he'd start making sales, and then he'd make some money, and then he would slow down. And then all of a sudden you get in scarcity mode once he was like, oh shoot, there's no money coming in, there's no money coming in. And then you start making content, start doing reach outs again, and then you make money again. And he was like, dude, how do I break the cycle? And what we did was we shifted what he was focusing on, because he was focusing on the sales he was making, he was focusing on the money he was making, rather than focusing on the process. You need to be able to do the doing without seeing the result of your doing. And you have to keep doing it. And if it's not going well, yet, you keep doing the thing so that you get good enough that one day it will. And that's the shift that most people don't make. And I think that's why most people just stay poor. And the reality is that if you can commit to the actions and the behaviors and the traits that you will grow through doing, then at the end of this process, a decade later, you will be the type of person who can do something for a long period of time and wait. And I promise you that if you have that trait, money will never be a constraint in your life.
So he said some really good stuff there. He's talking about we have to become the type of people that can do something for a long period of time. There's a quote at the end that I have from Myron Golden where he just talks about the work is working for you or it's working on you. But you have to keep doing the work long enough for you to become the person for whom it can work. A lot of mumbo jumbo right there, but it's just you have to continue to do. That's why we are focused on doing this podcast for years. This is not in 3 months, I hope that we're generating 1 billion leads from doing this. Like, no, he even said this in the video. It wasn't part of what I put in there, but he called the people when he got a YouTube partnership and did some things, he's like, hey, I want to do something with YouTube and, I'll evaluate in 5 to 10 years if it's worth keeping around, but I'm willing to put a decade into this. And the guy was like, I've never heard anyone say that before. People are like, if I'm not getting leads in 3 months from my YouTube channel or from my content, like I'm not doing it anymore. So I'm just getting you to understand, it's not to make this difficult or seem crazier than it is, but it does take some time. But you will not look back in years from now and wish that you didn't do this. You'll be like, man, that was a really waste of time that I ended up multiplying my time, that I got online, that I built a brand for myself, that I appeared to more people who would already love to buy stuff from me. I promise that you're not going to say that. And so this is another example. This gentleman is the online pastor at our church. And so he actually grew 1 million subscribers in 1 year. Pretty unheard of. There are people that have done it that have kind of blown up overnight seemingly or really quickly. But I want you to see, it's maybe covered a little bit by this, but I want you to notice that, I'll read it for you because you can't really see it. But January, February, March, April, May, June. Basically, for half of the year before he grew to 1 million subscribers, he had under 50,000, probably even less than that. And he started with like 5,000 subscribers, basically nothing, right? But he posted every single week and posted on shorts, which are just, shorter videos on YouTube essentially that kind of helped grow his main channel. He posted every day. He was posting 3 times a day on Instagram and other things like that. But this is just the point, because imagine you're 4 months in and you're like, dude, I'm sick of this. I've been posting every day. Nothing's happening. No leads are coming in. No one is following me. No one freaking gives a rip about this. And you quit right there. That's the reality of what this is, that you have to keep doing it. You have to do the work long enough for it to become someone for whom it can work for. That's exactly what happened with Cap. I'm showing you these things because there are people that have done it and have done it in a pretty decent condensed time. But I'm not telling you again that this is going to happen for you tomorrow, but I am telling you that this will be one of the best things you do because it'll grow you in ways that you couldn't imagine. Let's take a look at the strategy so you guys know exactly kind of what we're going over, and we'll keep rocking through this. So the whole goal, again, step number 1 is just destroying limiting beliefs, understanding that we can do this and we're going to commit to doing it. How to be sustainable. We're going to talk about how you can do this and potentially make a video every day, if not a couple times a week, and not have it be any more time than you would have spent on anything else. I'm not asking you guys to spend hours and hours and hours doing this every week. I'm begging that you keep it simple and you make it sustainable so you can do this for the long haul. What to create content about. I think sometimes we're like, dude, what the heck do I post? What do I talk about? I don't really know what to do. I feel weird just promoting myself as an insurance agent, yada, yada, yada. We'll talk about that. And then we'll talk about how to actually create a reel so you understand how to do that. So step number 1, just destroying limiting beliefs. I want to go through this here. This is not just about you bringing in more money. Obviously, the end goal is for us to generate more leads, generate more business, but I want you to focus on the thing, exactly like Alex said. There is so much more to this than you realize. It is more about you growing as a person. I told Will, if nothing ever happened with the podcast, which if we keep doing it, something will, and I know it will, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that it grows and make sure people are impacted and make sure that it does something for us, because I'm not in the business of wasting time. I don't think any of you guys are either. But this isn't just about bringing you in more money. I told Will, I was like, if the worst thing that happens is we do the podcast every single week for the next couple years and it never takes off or doesn't really turn in a bunch of business, we will have both become better communicators by asking the right questions, interviewing other people. The things that we will have learned and the ways that we would have improved would far outweigh the money that we might have made from it if for some reason that doesn't happen. And that's the same thing with content. Again, the end goal is to drive more business and generate more revenue. But I truly believe that creating content will stretch and grow you in ways that you can't imagine. You just have to be okay with that. You have to say, I'm not great. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm not sure if I can do this, but you know what? I'm going to take a step anyways. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to jump into it and I'm going to tell myself that I can actually do this and it's going to do something for me. I think creating content will help you grow in your communication, telling stories, right? Just sharing what it is that you do and who you are, hooking people in. That's a really big part of it, is just grabbing people's attention and doing something with it. Pitching your offer, talking to them about insurance. That's the whole goal of what you guys are doing. Again, and so it's not bad that even when you get on calls or even when you have in-person meetings that you've gotten better at doing this because you've done it online over and over and over. That's a huge part of it. Building an audience, which even if you're not doing insurance in a couple years, you can take your audience and do something else. You can sell other products because they like you. They follow you because you are who you are. You're not being fake. You're just putting yourself out there online. You're building an audience and you can go and do something with it. So that's helpful, even if you don't end up doing this eventually. And you grow in your confidence. I didn't put the video in here, but there's a gentleman that I took a course from. He started talking to camera in 2017, was super awkward, was super bad, was not very good at it. And now he's amazing. And it's made him over $500,000 a year just by talking to people and then funneling them into an offer. But he never would have gotten there if he didn't decide to start and he didn't embrace the suck and know, hey, I'm not gonna be amazing at this, but I'm gonna keep doing it. So the first step is that we actually have to understand that we can do this and it will work for us eventually. And while it's not working, it is still working on us. It is making us improve in ways that you're not gonna find. If you wanna just stay comfortable and you never wanna grow, then fine, you don't have to do this. But if you're like, you know what, I'm up for a challenge and I want to grow in other ways, like my communication, like my storytelling, like my ability to build an audience and speak to people, then please, this will be one of the best things that you can do. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I could give you guys all the tools, but I can't force you to believe in yourselves and understand that this is something that could work for you. And I can't make you have a desire to grow that you don't have. I hope all of us do. All of us are young enough in this room that there is plenty of life to be lived. There is plenty of things to improve on, to grow in, and this is going to be one of the best ways you can do it. Sustainability is super huge. I want us to focus 100% on sustainability over enormous amounts of time. That's how you continue to do this for the long haul. And to do this, we need to nail down our core purpose. Even outside of what we do here at Oracle, you need to understand why it is that you're doing this. You need to have something that you want to improve on and that you can fall back on when you are doing this. And so I put all the values that we have for Oracle in here because with all of this, these are all the things that we know, right? These are the values of Oracle that are so phenomenal. This is why we love what we do. We're fellowship focused, we're a unified team, a light in the community, and we lead by how we live. But for you personally, you need to have something that is going to make you continue doing this even when you're not seeing it work, because it's hard. It's hard to put work into something and not see it give you an immediate return. It's difficult, but it's important that on the content marketing side of things, you have a reason that you're doing this. And so I want to challenge you guys, write this down if you can, because I want you to draft this up at some point in the next couple days, maybe over the weekend or whenever, but it's called a so that why statement. A so that why statement. I put mine in here so you can have an idea of what this is. And so I put in here, for me, this is mine. When I'm creating content and doing the things that I'm doing, I help creatives share their God-given gifts online so that they can generate income and make an eternal impact. I know who I'm going for. I know what their fear is. I know what they want to be doing. And so that is my thing. I'm actively pursuing creatives who want to share their God-given gifts online to make money and also bring people to Christ. That's what it is at the end of the day. I want to help people turn what they love into profit, into being able to provide and serve other people at a really high degree and do it super well. Step 3 is just to what to create content about. So if you're wondering, are any of you guys in this camp at all? Give me some feedback here. Are any of you guys dude, I don't really know what to make content about? Or are you nah, as soon as I just put my foot on the gas, I'm going, I have all these ideas on what I'm gonna do?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Cool, that's fine. That's why we're doing this, right? So this is my thing. The most powerful marketing tool is you. It's not me doing Google SEO. It's not me posting podcast clips on the Oracle page. It's not me, doing X, Y, and Z. I'm not trying to do less work than I do or anything. There's a lot of stuff we're doing on the back end, but I want to lean into this 100% because I've thought about it on the drive over here, and I'm not going to go too long on this, but sometimes it's been difficult doing what I'm doing for Oracle because no one gave me a map of what to do. No one told me, hey, this is how we market. Hey, these are the things that you need to do. Hey, these are the things that you need to learn. Hey, these are the responsibilities that I expect you to have and to do. And so I've had to come up with some of the stuff myself and just figure out what can I do to drive us some more income, to drive us some more revenue, to get us some more leads, and to not have to wear myself thin doing this for everybody. But how can I teach other people how to do this and give them the why as to why this is actually going to help them out, and it's going to be something that they should continue to do over time. I genuinely believe this. The most powerful marketing tool is you. This will not be a one-time thing. It's not always going to be a bunch of slides and me teaching all this stuff, but I want this to be regular, that either monthly or 2 times a month that we meet like this for anyone who's creating content, and I help you guys. This is helpful for me because this is what I want to do eventually. I want to teach other companies and other people and other, whatever, how to do this stuff because I believe in it so much. Like, if you can't tell, I'm not BSing you here. Like, I genuinely believe that this can change your life and do something amazing for you. But the best part about it is you just get to be yourself. Your personal brand and how you appear online is just a digitization of your reputation. That is all you're doing, is just showing people who you are online, right? And so the 5 pillars of content, these are the 5 ones for me, is my faith, talking about personal branding, talking about how to create content, talking about running a business online and generating income, and then personal development, just different ways that you can grow. So I want you to think of 5 different things that you could talk about. One of them for sure will be insurance, right? You are talking about what it is that you do and how you help people. Selling insurance for you guys is like your core offer. And eventually, if you build an audience, then you can do a lot with things on your value ladder before and after that. You could, once you know what I mean? Some of you guys that have been doing this for years, you could charge a couple $1,000s to teach somebody who's just coming into the insurance space for the first time on how to sell insurance. Like, does anyone not want to make a couple extra $1,000 because you just teach what you're already doing and you just show what you already know to other people? You can't ever do that if you don't build an audience and you don't appear online and actually share with people what you're doing. And this is the whole deal. I'm not getting you guys to relentlessly self-promote yourselves every single day. That is not the goal. Share what you and your wife do. Share what you and your kids do. Share what you do at the church. Share what you like doing on a Saturday. Just hop on and share what it is that you do. People relate to you. People will buy from you when they like you, they know you, and they trust you. But they can't know you or like you or certainly build enough trust with you and spend enough time with you online, even if they never meet you, to buy from you if there's nothing on there. They say on average, Google did a big study that it takes on average 7 hours of time spent online with someone for you to be convinced enough that you trust them to buy from them. And so that's a lot of short videos, or that's a couple longer podcasts. That's why Will and I are doing the podcast. If someone watches 7 of those hour episodes, they are primed and ready to buy from us if we have the right offer for them. So the podcast, the different things, if you do a live, you could just pull your phone up and do a live. Just talk about your day. Talk about what you're learning. Hey, one of my customers just called me and XYZ was happening, and this is what we figured out for her, and we saved her a ton of money. Just making sure none of that's happening with you guys. I just wanted to fill you in on this thing. Get good at hooking people in, telling your story, connecting with people in that way, and then pitching them an offer. Hook, story, and offer. Get people's attention, tell them a story, stories stick, facts fade, and then bring them into an offer that helps move them towards the way that they want to go. If someone's first interaction with Oracle is you via social media, there's a way higher likelihood that they stay with you personally and with Oracle for years to come. Imagine how much more that someone wants to stay with you when they see you online and they like you and they end up calling you and getting in contact with you to get insurance versus them just calling in and they get paired with you, or however that works. Sometimes I don't even know the ins and outs of all that stuff, but I know sometimes that's how it works. Someone just calls in, someone happens to answer the phone, and they get paired with whatever agent. Completely different if someone's built trust with you over time from seeing your content. They love the way that you love your wife. They love the things that you do with your kids. They love the little knowledge bombs that you drop here and there on insurance and the things that you're learning and the ways that you're growing. That's way bigger for someone. So the whole goal is just to relate and build trust with your ideal customer, to demonstrate authority in relation to their desired outcome. For anyone wanting insurance, they just want to be protected. They don't want to come out of pocket thousands of dollars to pay for something if they get in an accident or, God forbid, someone dies and other people aren't taken care of because of it. We need to know we need to understand what people's outcome is and how we are the bridge from what they fear to get over to what they desire. That's our whole goal, is helping move people away from their fears. Same thing Alex said, the content you produce today will help you make the money and have the impact that you have in 6 months to a year from now. It is a little bit of a longer game. I'm not sitting here telling you this is all happening in the next week, but if you commit to it, you will see your income go up, your impact go up, the people that you are servicing go up, and there may come a point where we need to hire more people to do it, or you need to hire someone even under you to help take care of some of the stuff because you're getting so many leads in from doing this, because there's so many people seeing you and they like you and they want to buy something from you. This is huge. Speaking problems, solving products. We are in the business of selling insurance. But I put an X on here because we're actually not in the business of selling insurance. We need to be in the business of selling transformations. You don't sell the plane ticket. You don't tell someone there's a bumpy 4-hour flight with crappy pretzels and you're crammed in next to somebody and all this stuff. No one is selling that when they sell you on a vacation. They're selling you on the destination. They're selling you on the fact that when you get there, there's this and there's that, and this is all, imagine how much fun you're gonna have and all this stuff. And you forget that you have a 4-hour crappy plane ride to get to the destination. We need to make sure that we're selling on the transformation that someone has from what they don't have to getting insurance to now what they do have. We need to focus on the fact that people are getting protected, that they don't have to worry about things, that the people that they love the most are cared for, that they're not gonna have to just shell out thousands of dollars if something happens for them. That's what we need to be preaching on when we are on the phone with people and we're in our content talking about insurance. It's not the features of this is what you're protected up to and blah, blah, blah. All that's good. They're gonna need to know that at some point. I promise no one's buying insurance because they're protected for X amount or this or that. They just wanna know, dude, this guy's helping me get from the thing that I fear to the thing that I want. And if that's the case, I'll pay him whatever money I see fit because I don't wanna feel how I feel anymore. I wanna feel like this. I wanna feel like I'm protected and I know what's going on. So 3 categories of content. I'll rock over these really quick because these will just help give you guys some ideas as well. Growth, authority, and authenticity, along with the 5 different things that you're posting as far as your family or what you like to do on the weekends or hobbies you have, insurance, how you're growing and what you're learning from podcasts or other things that you're listening to and whatever. These are the 3 things that every single time you post, you want your post to fall into one of these categories. Growth, which we'll go over, growth here, is just something that people could share, something that could go viral. Maybe you guys probably don't have a great handle on like what could go viral and all that, but we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But if you're sharing a growth piece of content, you're focusing on, is it being shared? It doesn't matter how many likes you get. It doesn't matter how many views you get. It doesn't even matter how many comments you get on the post. You want to figure out, are people sharing this? Are they saying, I want to identify with what this person just put out into the world and share it with other people that follow me? The metric of if someone is sharing something is super huge. Does the content make people click on your page and wonder, who is this? You know, if they go to your page and they see a bunch of stuff that they're like, man, I relate with this, or he's sharing other good tips about insurance and all this stuff I didn't know, yeah, I'll follow him, or yeah, I'll check out whatever he's got, you know, the link in his bio and go to this website or this funnel and figure out what I can get from him because I like this guy. And is there depth eventually in the comment section? Is people having conversation about whatever it is that you post? Authority is just letting people know that you know what you're talking about. This is something I'm working on. I'm really more in the phase, people say it's like a guide versus guru kind of thing. I'm in the phase of a guide where I'm just sharing with people what I'm learning. I don't, you know, classify myself as a guru in this. I feel like I know some good things and I can teach it to people, but at the same time, I just want to share with people along on the journey of what I'm learning. Say, hey, this is what I did. This is what worked. This is what didn't work. Some of you guys that have been in insurance for years, you guys are authorities. You know your stuff, you know what you're talking about, and you're tripping if you think there's not a bunch of people online who have no clue about all the stuff that you know and is so natural to you and so easy to you. Pull that stuff out and share it with people, and they're gonna love it because they feel like, man, this guy knows what he's talking about. Drop the number of years that you've been in insurance. Drop the amount of customers that you have. Like, share these things with people so they understand that you're an authority in the space and they should listen to you. And they're just gonna be that much more keen when another piece of your content comes up at some point because they're like, oh, that's Ryan. Like, that's the guy that, you know, whatever, says he has 50 different people he's working with, 100 or 200, whatever. Like, I'm just starting and I have 3 people I'm working with. Let me listen to this guy. He's clearly been there, done that, whatever the case is. So share some of that stuff with people. Focus on sharing your experience and what you've done. Authenticity, this is fun because you just get to be vulnerable as guys. Everyone's like, hooray, yeah, love that, so fun. But for real, share stories from your life. Just share with people who you are and what you're doing. If you're going to the baseball game, if you're going to church, if this funny thing just happened, pop up on your phone and share it with people real quick. Don't think that nobody cares, because they do. There are people just spending hours and hours and hours a day on social media. They're looking for some kind of connection. You can be the person to give them that connection, because you're just sharing fun and funny things from your life along with the other stuff, again, like insurance, where you're really sharing something and trying to help people overcome a problem and let them know that you're an authority in that space. But no one's gonna follow you if every single post of yours is just about insurance. They wanna know who you are, they wanna understand your life a little bit, and there's boundaries on what you need to share or what you don't. You know what I mean? You don't have to share everything with everybody, but your unique interests, your failures, successes, big moments, just share stories, man. One of my biggest pieces of content recently was something that happened, and I just shared a story, right? I did hook story. I didn't really have an offer or call to action. I need to get better at doing some of that stuff, but just sharing a story and tying it to a lesson to share with other people is huge. I will preach on this till the day that I die. I am not telling you guys to get in front of a camera and set up and make all of this content, write all of these scripts out, do all of this editing. I don't need to do that for you. You don't need to do that for yourself. I want you to document what you are doing. That's why I have a camera set up. I'd be remiss if I was teaching this and I wasn't doing it myself, because you know what? I spent hours and hours and hours over the last couple weeks putting this presentation together so I can use it for some other things, and then I can use it for us. And to do this is the main purpose of it, but I'll probably repurpose it for something else in the future. And I thought, you know what? If I'm at least gonna take the time to make this and to do it and show it to people, and this is the goal, why don't I put a camera up and just film what I'm doing? And if I didn't have a fancy camera, I'd set my phone up and do it too. I think I show that here in a second. Yeah. One of my best performing pieces of content from the 30 days, just 30 days of what I've been posting, was in a noisy coffee shop and shot on an iPhone. I didn't even want to post the videos because they were so bad. You know what I mean? But I'm like, dude, this is cool. This was one of my first content strategy meetings with one of my buddies who owns a clothing line. We sat down at a coffee shop. I threw it through a program and it cut up the video for me. I spent an hour talking to him. I got 20 different videos out of that one conversation. So if we want to look into some of that stuff, those are the resources that I can hook you guys up with. But other than that, the whole goal is next time you guys are on a call or next time you're doing anything, I want you to just document pieces of it. If you end up hopping on the phone to talk to somebody about insurance and you're getting them through their issue, maybe there's nothing in there that you can share. Maybe there's you know what I mean? The conversation's really quick. It couldn't provide value to people from just your point of view if you were to post it, but you never know. Maybe you just answer a question really amazingly and you post it and someone else was wondering that exact same thing. I want you guys to just document what you're doing, and it's super easy. You can just set your phone up and do it. I'm not telling you you need all this fancy equipment and all of these things. So this is what I said before a little bit. This is a good structure for when you're making a video that's like 30 seconds, a minute and a half, or whatever the case is for Instagram, Facebook. You want to hook people in. You want to get people to stop scrolling. When I did this deal, when I made this video not long ago, I teach dance, hip hop dance. And so our boys were competing this last weekend. And one of them, before he went on stage, he was freaking out. He didn't have his belt and his pants kept falling down and they're literally about to go on stage. I ripped my shoelace out of my shoe, put it around him and tie it like a belt. And then it got me thinking about something. And so I made a video on it. And I started the video, I still had the shoelace out of my shoe, and I started the video and I was like, what does a shoelace and your audience or your customer have to do with one another? I don't know about you, but I was like, if I was scrolling and I saw that, I'd stop and watch it for a second, because I'd be like, what the heck does a shoelace and your ideal customer have to do with one another? So I go on to explain it. I talk about a problem, I talk about an outcome, and I give some advice through the situation and through the funny story that I just shared. People connect with the story, they get some value from what I shared in it, and it was one of the better pieces of content that I've put up over the last month or so. But a hook is really important. If you can get someone to watch for a while right when it starts, then you're gonna be in business. But that's a huge part. So just thinking, man, what's an interesting thing I can say? What are two unrelated things that I can relate together? Whatever the case is, right? How do you do something interesting to kind of catch people off guard and get them to watch what you're about to say? Otherwise, everything that you are saying after doesn't really help you a whole ton. So that's some of the stuff on how to keep it sustainable, what to create content about. I really want you guys to get this in your brains. Write it down if you need to, whatever. Document, don't create. Document, just share what it is you're doing. You're at the baseball game, pull your phone up and make a video. Something just happens and you're in the car, there's no one around. Don't feel weird about filming or anything. Just pull up a video. You're in the parking lot. Hey guys, just talked to Sally about this and this and this. She had called me talking about her insurance. We ended up getting her set up and blah, 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 right? Tell a story or just share what you're doing. Hey guys, I was just at my son's baseball game and this one thing just happened. You know, he missed the ball. He was super upset and it just made me think about this. And this is how I can encourage you guys. And that's the stuff that people love. They connect with you. They're like, man, this guy's just a normal human being and all of that stuff. And so how many of you guys have Instagram on your phone? Do you guys have all Instagram? I know you don't, Carl. But that's what I'm saying is just choose a platform that is going to work the best for you. Facebook might be the move. I think maybe for some of you guys, if you have more followers or more reach on Facebook and you don't hardly have any followers on Instagram, or that's just not a platform that you use at all and you're not familiar with, I'm not telling you that's the way and you have to do it. I like Instagram the most. Sometimes I freaking hate it, but for the most part, I like Instagram and YouTube. I don't do a ton on Facebook. Currently, I'm not hardly on Twitter or other thing. I don't even use TikTok, but Instagram and Facebook are top tier. If you want to make longer videos, YouTube is actually amazing and all that stuff. What's up?
Are some of those the content you can share between both of those, right?
Yeah, so that's what's great. I'm trying to figure it out for Facebook and Instagram. They used to have it where when we were initially posting videos, there would be like an option to directly share to Facebook. So when I would share it on Instagram, it would share on Facebook. Now it's similar, but it's different. It like shares on Instagram and it does share on Facebook, but it like links people back to your Instagram. So it's not separate. So I think it still shows up to the same people, but just to be safe, you could make a video and then you could save it and you could share it on Instagram. You could share it on Facebook. You could share it on TikTok. So that's what I was doing initially when we were posting content on the Oracle page, and then we kind of shifted what we were doing. But I was going into all of those platforms and posting the video up. And so, yeah, that's what's great. You can make a video once and you can share it, you know, across all kinds of different platforms. And that's pretty helpful. Sometime next week as well, I'll help you guys get LinkedIn up and running, get you like a good bio on there, kind of optimize it a little bit, because I think LinkedIn is pretty big for any of us to have and be using. You can post your videos up on there, because that's what happened with Will and I. We were posting all of our videos on the Oracle page, and then one time, accidentally, I don't even use LinkedIn or hardly have any connections, I posted one of our videos that was supposed to go on the Oracle page on my own LinkedIn, and it got way more engagement than any of the posts ever got on the Oracle page, because people want to follow a person. How many of you guys follow companies? Do you guys hardly follow company? Yeah, probably not. But how many of you would follow like a Steve Jobs or the CEO of the company or the guy? You know what I mean? Same thing with Cap, who I shared, the online pastor who grew his YouTube from basically 0 to 1 million in a year. I feel like it was so big for him because he was on his own page. He has a company where he does digital media and all this stuff, but if he was posting from his company page and he was like the face of it, that'd help, but it still wasn't him. It wasn't his personal brand. It wasn't, this is who I am, this is what I care about, this is the content I share. It was like, oh, here's the company and I work for the company and I'm the face of it, right? That's not my goal with Oracle. I want Will to build his personal brand. I want you guys to build your personal brand. I think it's way more beneficial that people just own their own platform and their own page and they share with people what they do and who they are. I think that will 10 times things other than we're just slamming the Oracle page and expecting that people are going to a random insurance company page and following it for stuff. They're way more likely to follow a person that they like and can connect with. But yeah, if you have Instagram, and I wonder but I'd say Instagram's maybe the best place to at least make the video. And then you can save it and share it on multiple platforms and everything. And I can get a screenshot of this and give it to you guys. My goal was to have everybody actually do this so you can see how it works. But if you can, it's best to use your back camera on your phone because it's a little better than your front-facing camera. Get Instagram open, obviously. You hit the plus button on the bottom here to start a new post. So if I were to do that, I just hit the plus button. I can see all the things that I have in my camera roll. If I had already taken my video, then I would hit that video and I would use it to upload on here. And then, so if I just choose like a random video on here. Say I just took this video and I'm gonna put it on here.
But you're recording your video just from your camera.
Yeah, so you can just do it, yeah.
You're not recording from Instagram.
No, yeah. So that's what's nice is you can just select the video and do it. You don't even have to worry about taking it on Instagram, but you can just take the video. And so that's why I'm saying you're on the phone, even if you don't know what's gonna happen, every time you get on the phone and you're gonna talk to somebody, boom, pop your actual phone up and just sit there and record it. You know what I mean? Just get a clip. Maybe you get a clip in there where you're like, dang, I kind of like spit some bars, or like they asked this question and I just like crushed it. And then you can clip that answer down, use that video, and then I'll show you how to do some stuff. But so you would select reel when you do it, because you can do a reel. A reel is just like a video essentially, and it's great because when people are just swiping and other videos are coming up, people who they don't follow, their videos are showing up in their feed. You know, social media back in the day used to be you choose to follow someone, you see their posts. You don't follow someone, you don't see their posts. That's not how it works anymore. They want content that's doing really well to get shown to other people, so people are incentivized to stay on the platform for longer. And so what's great about that is you have a big opportunity to get your videos in front of people that have never followed you before and never seen you. That was the same thing I shared. You know, in the 7.2 thousand interactions or impressions or whatnot that I had on all my videos, 5,000 of them were from people that didn't follow me. That's 5,000 people who got an opportunity to build a little trust with me, to understand who I am, to decide if they want to take a look at what I have to offer or to follow me on my page, right? But yeah, so you select your video, you choose it. There are some icons on here. So if I hit next, I choose my video, I hit next, and now you're kind of in the editor for it. There's a little smiley face icon at the top, you hit that, and then they have auto captions on here. I think it's essential that on videos that you're posting that you have captions, because I don't remember, I think I screenshotted them, or maybe I think I put it on a different video or something, but a bunch of people basically don't watch social media with the sound on. I think you guys probably know that. Like half the time, do you really have your sound on listening to it? Like half the time you don't. So if you just see a guy talking and you can't hear him, what are you gonna do? Scroll. You know what I mean? If at least they hook you in, there's a visual hook because people don't have their sound on. There's captions. I love that. I don't watch videos if they don't have captions on it, because 90% of the time as well, I'm not watching the videos with the sound on. So you got to put some captions on. I have like an app for it, and there's different programs to make it so simple for you guys. It's right here on Instagram. You just hit captions. It'll read the audio. The captions will pop up on here. Super nice.
Can you edit it if it puts the wrong word compared to what you said?
Well, unless it's like bad and you need to. Like, funny example, I did that with a video from my friend and I who did the meeting, and I did some of this stuff and put it on there. And I think I said corny and it had horny on there. I was like, yeah, I should probably change that. So I'm pretty sure, yeah. I think, yeah, I wonder on here. Yeah, you can, yeah. So if you put the captions on here, so I just added the captions. If for some reason it's weird, I just hold it, and then it pops up all the words that I was saying right there, and then I just click it, and I can edit what the word is. Yep. So that's nice. And if it's not a big deal or it's like misspelling, so it's like, don't even worry about it. I don't need you guys spending, forever on this. This is like, boom, I pop my phone up, I go on the phone, I spit some bars. I'm like, cool, I can put that on social media. That was a nice little clip. But again, you got to be thinking about it. That's the whole point of this, is it's just forward thinking, like getting you guys thinking about some of this stuff, so you can implement it and kind of be aware of it. Oh, I know I'm gonna be, Will said that. He's like, I know I'm gonna be at the prayer room tonight. I wanna whip my phone out and get a video at the right moment because I wanna put that on, on my Facebook or my Instagram. So again, you're on a date night with your wife, or you're doing something where it's like, boom, put your phone away and just live in the moment. I'm not telling you need to, Luke said I gotta record everything. No, you don't need to record everything that you do, but when there's those moments, you can just get a quick little video and it's something to post, and boom, you're not having to make anything, you're just documenting what you're already doing, right? So yeah, getting the captions on there is super big. The music icon, you don't even have to worry about this, but if you want, it's pretty helpful, because the way that it works is there's like music that's trending, and then it will recommend those reels to more people because there's music on it that's trending, and it's just easier to get found. It kind of puts your video out there more. And so you can click that, and it tells you how many reels or how many videos are being used. So like this one, this Find a Melody song has 286,000 people using it on their videos. I'm like, oh, that's pretty sick. I'll click that one. use that, put the song in there, choose the portion of it, and then on here, you just go back to the music icon. I don't know why, but when you put music on there, it will turn the music all the way up and turn your camera audio of what you were saying all the way down. So then I just come in here, there's just sliders for it. I just turn the music down to like 15 to 20%. So it's like some nice background music. Then I just turn my camera audio all the way back up. So you hear what I'm saying. There's just a little bit of music behind it, and then it pushes it to more people and all of that stuff. And then, yeah, I like doing this as well. You can just click right on here anywhere and hit this. There's an AA button, and you can type something. I like doing a little title, you know, like the biggest question I get asked as an insurance agent. Again, if someone doesn't have the sound on and they see that title and they read that within the first couple seconds of your video, then they're like, shoot, maybe I'll turn my sound on. Maybe I'll watch this whole video because that's good. It hooks you, right? It's just a little title. Hey, this is what the video's about. This is the value that you're gonna get out of it. And that, again, we just wanna increase the retention, increase the chances that someone, is willing to watch the whole video. So captions on there is big, throwing some music on there is big, putting a title on there is big, and then putting a little caption on there as far as like what you're saying that your video is about. There's a really great framework from a guy who's a really big writer named Dan Coe, where he has a hook, problem, solution, benefit, and a confidence framework, where he's just hooking people in. The first line that you type out that your video is about is hooking someone in so they want to read it. You say a problem that's pretty simple that other people have. You offer a solution that you yourself have done, right? Again, same thing. Hey, I just talked to this lady. This is the problem she had. Or, you know, hook is like, this is the number one thing that I get called about as far as insurance goes. Someone's like, yo, what's that? That's kind of interesting. This lady was having this problem. Okay, this is how we solved it for her, and this is how you can do it too. This is the benefit that you will get out of using us for that service or for doing this thing that I just taught you. And then confidence is just kind of like the, you know what I mean? The demeanor that you have in it is authority. I know what I'm talking about, but I'm humbly just giving advice and helping people and providing value, right? So going on there, typing a little title is helpful. If you guys ever have questions on some of that stuff, let me know, but it's a pretty simple kind of framework to just take a video, throw it on there, put the captions on it, type a title, you know, hit next, type your caption on there, and then you're good to go, and you can save it after that as well, and then upload it on Facebook, TikTok, whatever else kind of stuff. But that was the last part. There's just a really quick kind of deal of doing it like that. Myron Golden, this quote, I said it earlier, I thought it's so good. Unfortunately, most people are not willing to let the work on them long enough for them to become the person for whom it can work. I love that. I think it's so true. Just commit to doing this, and you will see yourself grow and change and improve in ways that you never thought possible. You will become more confident doing this. You will generate more money doing this. You will help more people doing this. I'm not just telling you guys this to tickle your ears. This is all stuff that happens when you get online and you just seek to serve the people that you are called to serve to the absolute best of your ability. You love your customer and you want to see them succeed more than anybody else does.